Oh, wow, this should be this. Over there.
Okay, we're back in open session. It is 5:18. We're reconvening. Next item on the agenda is public comment on agenda items, 2 minutes per person, 14 minutes per topic. Anybody online? Nobody? We'll close public comment. Minutes of May 7th and May 18th meeting.
Caleb Garn, make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Second.
Motion made, second to approve the minutes as presented. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. That motion is carried. The library report, I know Christie's out because she's on a function, so you've received,
She submitted a.
you've
she had-
received the report.
Yeah.
I think you would read that at your discretion. We'd like to thank her for all of her hard work and look forward to seeing her over the summer. Impact fee report and building permits.
So the building permits were sent separately.
Yep.
The May 7th one.
Yep,
Yeah.
impact fee report, though, forgive me, I'm still trying to figure out this whole thing here, so I'm gonna try to find the building or the impact fee report. How many do we have?
Not that many. No, I think there's 3.
But that leaves us with a total of how many for the year? See, this thing won't open them up. This is why paper is better, guys.
Once you get used to it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, thank you.
28 for the year.
I'm sorry,
28.
thank you. So we had 3 additional. Brings us to 28 for the year. As of what's the date?
May.
Oh, you got it right there.
May
I'm gonna follow
13th.
you.
And.
Any other questions on the impact fee reports or building permits? Hearing none, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which would be the department head meeting report. That was emailed to you earlier today. Thank you for putting that report together.
I have it on the screen, Donnie. That's easier. Oh, yeah, I read that one. That looked good when I read it.
Right now, it goes out. So I hate these days. No questions on department head meeting report?
Nope.
2026 budget to date. Anybody that's gonna chair a meeting should have papers in front of them. What's your questions?
Nothing jumped out at me.
Nothing jumped out at me when I reviewed them today either.
Thank you.
I have no comment at this time on the budget, so.
Good on disposal.
What's that?
Remember last month we talked about that economic development that was supposed to come back? Did that, I was looking for that to see if that, I know we had a big
Mhm.
whack on there, but
Big.
where was that under on the revenue side?
Remind me again.
That's okay. We don't have to talk about it today.
Okay.
We'll just circle back around if you
Yep.
make a note of it,
I'll make
because
a note.
honestly, it come through me and when I see this stuff, I
Mhm.
ask. There was that big hit on the department, the economic revenue, and
Yep.
we were supposed to get a refund back on that or something like that, I think, right? Was talked about last month.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna look at. I'm making a note to look at that other expenses
Yeah.
to refresh my.
Any other questions on the budget? Okay, new business, discussion possible recommendation fundraising with other agencies. I had received an email from, somebody from the, I believe it was a school district and they were asking about potential fundraising opportunities. Is this something that we might wanna get him in to sit down and see if there's some potential, opportunities of collaboration with, other school districts or other things in town that we would, that they would be looking at utilizing for fundraising in a bigger scale. Cause I know like the champions kind of do their own thing, and maybe it's something like right now, I know they do a lot of sponsorships and putting up at the ball diamonds to help, fund those to keep the prices in check. So I don't know if that's something that he might have a better idea of or not, and I could forward that email over to you. I apologize, I didn't get it to you beforehand. But I just wanted to see what.
I think we should explore any opportunity to collaborate. I guess I'm confused as to. You're talking as the village fundraising for the village?
No, well, yes, they would be fundraising in collaboration like with the village on certain things. Your networking or whatever the case may be. I'm willing to listen to him just to see what his thoughts are on that
Absolutely.
and see what it is. I can't put words, I don't wanna put words in his mouth, but he does some work for fundraising, I believe, with the wrestlers. And now he wants to see if there's any, and he just reached out. And I
Is
said,
this Dave?
"Yeah." Huh?
Dave, superintendent, or?
No, it wasn't Dave. It
Oh.
wasn't, it was, one of the directors for the, sports deals, so.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to him and ask him to come to next month's meeting, and we can have a little further on that, if the board or the committee wants to entertain something like that.
I love talking about money.
Yes?
We just want to find out if it's something appropriate for us to sponsor. Somebody comes up with something that we don't like, I mean, that's not appropriate for government involvement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. And there's
Under
stacks of laws around it.
next item on the agenda, is, discussion possible discussion review of financial management plan. Should we table that till next month and get Ellers in here to review the whole thing with us?
Yes.
Second,
Moved and seconded to table till next month, get Ellers in and spend some time going over a financial management plan. And we gotta kind of set a timetable on that do we have to put that in front of the village board to approve? So then that would help with your budgeting process then, right?
Yep.
Is that gonna fall in line? Are you gonna have enough time if we were
Okay.
able to do that by then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Discussion upon old unfinished business, fire protection charges. I'm under the understanding that that is being sent over to, and there is a kind of a rough draft of some language that's going to be presented to the both boards at the joint meeting through the fire commission. So I'll leave that to them, and then we'll take it back at that point in time and review it. But I know they're working on it.
Yeah, cause Travis has sent a few revisions,
Yeah.
so I just, okay,
But I'm waiting to see what.
What they land
If the township is okay with that, and if not, then if they're not, we'll have to take it under our own wing. If we can work it out together where you can both agree, even better.
Did somebody make a motion on me? Cause you both
No.
seconded.
No,
I think we jokingly seconded.
Okay,
we're talking about the fire protection.
yes.
Okay, on that agenda item, it's currently being put to the village, fire
I
commission. But
understand,
we're not making a move to put it there.
but they both said second.
yeah, I think we were joking, sorry, sorry.
Like,
We just agreed with what he was saying, and that's kind of
Okay,
how we
got
did it.
yep,
So,
got it, okay.
we agreed, I agree.
I'll watch my seconds.
I will too, sorry, Caleb, I'm following your lead. Again,
Next item is discussion possible recommendation, employee concern policy. I know we've received an email, and I appreciate Jana for getting that email to us. The suggested changes in the handbook, and we've gotten an org chart now. So that's been presented to us. What's your thoughts on this? Is this something you want to take a little more time to review? You want to put it to full board for discussion?
I think it should go there as the next step. There,
are you making a motion?
I'm thinking through my motion.
Okay,
I will make a motion to move this forward to the full board for discussion and possible approval.
second,
Motion made, seconded, forward, this document along with the language that's proposed on this and to the full board for discussion, possible approval.
I'll yield to Jana for a comment.
I'm just concerned that there's some real specific policy issues here that probably would be better addressed in a smaller group.
okay,
And I mean, there's a reason, you know, I looked at that employee concern policy and I broke it down and I'm recommending that we make some fundamental changes in the handbook to make it more clear what kind of a problem is an employee got, who do they go to about it? And then to have a separate section about if there's a violation of law, because he had particular problems with that violation of law problem that actually happened. But there's some policy decisions in there about who do you go to, and then what does that person do? Do we have, you know, let's say it says, go to the clerk with this problem. Does the clerk then have instructions to go to the next line? I mean, it's pretty vague right now, which is why I think there's some policy questions in there.
Okay, so on the 6 items of suggestion here.
Right.
I noticed that there's, like, one of them, that 3 is obviously, you know, a very good, you know, easily adopted portion of that, you know, and the 4 is you're basically changing that problem resolution procedure, right?
Yeah, I'm taking one set of things that are like internal management things, one set of things that are like external things, public health, safety, waste of public funds. And then the third section is violations of law.
Right, so but under 3 is basically name changing, right? And 4, it looks like it's also, you're changing names. Right? So you're changing in the handbook section called problem resolution procedure to rename this section,
Right,
right?
to make it more clear, right now, if you go to the handbook, it's kind of all over the place.
Okay,
We get some better clarity on the handbook sections. We separate the things that are sort of personnel management versus external issues. And then we have one section on violations of law. But the
So-
big question remains, we get the sections named, you know, we've got them lined out, here's these problems. You go to who, you go to who, you go to who.
But that's in the org chart.
Well, yeah, that's sort of in the org chart.
Yeah, but what if it reaches like the top? What do they do?
Yeah.
Where does
That's
it?
what I'm saying, we need to finalize.
Yeah, we need to
You have
finalize
the
it.
org chart up to here,
Yes.
right? So it kind of flows down.
Right.
But you have nothing to flow up, right? And so,
Yeah, and we've got, we have some people that don't really have, we've got some named supervisors. But that's not gonna work for all these issues, so we need to work it in line with the org chart.
we need to fix the org chart, or we need to insert who the supervisors report to in the org chart, right?
Well, yeah, that would be one point.
Okay. That I'm just.
But it all flows up immediately to the board. And I don't know, you know, if everything would go
Well-
immediately up to the board.
I don't know if it necessary, if it's a violation of the law, I think it needs to be vetted through maybe the finance committee, and then they decide whether or not it goes to, you know, I mean, that's what your finance committee is kind of, okay, we got issues, you know, and they would take it into, you know, closed session or deal with it, you know, and decide whether or not it's going to be dealt with through legal counsel or
Go to
through
the
the board.
attorney or should be, go to the police.
Exactly.
I mean, those are,
So do we insert, we can work on that, so we just basically need to insert in the org chart who the individuals would report to if they had violations of laws or other problem resolution. So do we have some final language maybe that you wanted to, you know, kind of massage this through on the,
well, I could just propose a complete redraft of these three sections that I proposed and moving. I mean, this already took me 15 hours to get this far.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is the kind of thing, I'll tell you honestly, if I were doing this in another context, I'd have 2 or 3 other lawyers working on it with me. So I got
that's the way you guys work though.
right.
Cause they charge $500 an hour.
I know how you guys work.
But, so I brought it as far as I could without completely redrafting
Yeah.
this stuff, but I'm willing to completely redraft it. But there's still those gaps in there, and the who do I talk to is the gap. Because we used to say clerk or supervisor or municipal attorney or mayor, I mean,
But if you
you're all
update,
over the map in the existing document.
but correct me if I'm wrong, but if you update the org chart to that, you should be able to, that would kind of be their flow on how it would be, who they would report to if they had a situation arise.
Well, it would work for certain positions, but you've got people, let's say the clerk has no supervisor that goes straight to the board. The treasurer,
Or the finance committee, or the police, you
so
know,
that's the
yeah.
question, if you wanna add a level of finance committee for for those people who don't have a supervisor, do you wanna give them another option to go to look
Well,
for?
that's the question. Because the reality of it is, they go to the board, or they make a complaint, or do they file an, you know, anonymous complaint with the village board, and then who handles it from there?
I'm one of the theys, so I can tell you, I typically, well, in all my time here, I would report to the finance committee. So. And
Is
then,
that working? Should we keep it that way?
yeah,
Okay,
Well,
Yeah.
that's.
and the clerk would be the same way.
okay.
So, but the question would be, for some of these types of things, going to you would be a good first step.
Mhm.
For other types of things, going to Jessica would be the first step. And then for yet more, the first step would either be police.
Right, well,
The
there's,
municipal attorney.
I think there's one of two things, with our handbook right now currently does not, only includes everything with the exception of one thing, and that's violations of laws that, or should we just put in the handbook that anything outside of this handbook, this is how you would handle it, and it would either go to finance, or it would go, you know, cause right now, I think you already have reporting procedures, it either goes
Mhm.
to your department head supervisor or it goes to finance, right?
Right.
So you would insert that unless there was a violation of law, then maybe it either goes to police or, you know, for an investigation, or they would forward it to the attorneys and finance if they deem fit. I just think you need to have some intersectory there for that situation, so people know what they need to do.
And at this point, we don't have that in the existing handbook. We talked about going to the clerk, going to the department head, going to the clerk or the treasurer.
Mhm.
There's no other step in there, so there's no guidance for the clerk or the treasurer. And it's not always clear, okay, let's see, there's a public works supervisor, and then there's a public works director, so those people have a pretty clear path.
Yeah, well, that, except when we get to the director.
Right, well, yeah, the director is online with the police chief, the librarian, I mean,
Where's the other part of that org chart is the trustees?
well, they're all top, you know, you go from clerk, police chief, public works director and treasurer directly to board of trustees.
Right, but if
In the
there was an
existing-
issue with the trustee,
Mhm.
what do you do there?
Right,
You know, that's not talked about in that org chart.
Mhm.
Well, cause they're not employees. But
Technically-
you're talking about
but
Yeah.
we did,
you're elected officials, you are not.
Well, I understand that, but so that would go directly to, who? You know, I mean, when you got a
I think it
situation,
would go to the whole board.
okay, cause I
Well, it
remember
depends.
Honors talking about that and it had to go to legal counsel.
Yes,
And Honors took it from legal counsel when there was an issue before and he handled it.
Yeah.
And ran it all the way through, so,
Mhm.
you know, I think it's worthy of at least putting that in there too, so, you know, if you do see something like that, well, wait. He's a little shifty, or that one's a little shadier, you know, well, you know, shady is one thing, but if they're doing something out of line, it needs to be vetted.
I've never done anything with.
Caleb, you and those jaws.
So should we table this then or do you wanna take a final?
well, there's already a motion on the table or that
I understand,
move to
I'm just-
village board, so.
I'll withdraw.
under
You're gonna
discussion,
withdraw, cause there's more work that needs to be done, it sounds like.
that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So we're gonna withdraw it,
you'll have me do a more complete, I mean, actual sample of this is what it should say,
Is it-
this is what's in it.
if finance is okay with that,
Yes.
Totally fine with that. I don't wanna cause you more work and
yeah.
certainly,
I mean, do you have enough time in your hands?
if you need some help,
Yes.
please call on me.
Okay.
Or, you know, reach out to me too, and we can,
Okay.
you know, work
I
through it.
mean, that's what this was. This was a reaching out to
Yeah.
say to people, here's how far I think I can go. Here are the questions that still remain.
So some of it is the org chart, getting that up on the top, and I think the other stuff, if you, like you were saying, with 3, that's pretty much just a change on the drafting, it's language items. You're asking who does the supervisor, I think we just update the org chart on that to the finance committee, is what I heard.
Well, yeah, that's a completely new level, which is
Right.
good. That helps.
But that's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
so that, you're asking questions here and I think we're
Yeah.
through the process of discussion here, I think we got that, so.
Yeah.
But with the org chart, you add that level with finance for all those,
Well, it's fine.
supervisors that don't have, anybody over them,
Right.
department heads.
And it makes clear that it's finance/personnel committee. That's the key. These are personnel issues.
Yes.
And that's,
I'm perfectly fine with 5. Other than clarifying who to report to, and I think that's covered in the org chart though, isn't it?
Well, now, sort of. Mostly.
I'll work on it. I'll get something back
Okay.
to this committee and then I think that can go to the full board.
Perfect. All right, Jimmy. Future agenda items, we're taking that back over here, next month. I am not going to be around on the 2nd of July. Is there going to be a need for personnel and finance?
Or you
TBD,
just put a
right?
bunch of stuff to the next meeting.
Is it urgent though do we need it in a month or do you wanna wait two, or do you wanna find a different date?
Well, that's what I was asking. Otherwise, the following week, I'm here until the 7th. I
Or
leave on the 8th.
you can zoom in. Or can't you?
On the 2nd, no. Cause I'll be traveling. But, I mean, if this committee's fine with me, but I don't, that's up to you guys. Or do you wanna, what do we kick over to next month other than the,
Financial management plan,
oh, yeah.
your fundraising,
Well, the fundraising, I'm perfectly fine with putting that out 2 months if you guys are.
the
That's
fire
fine.
protection charges won't be until after the joint meeting.
Correct, and that's at the end of June
August,
or end of July.
right, so that would be
So,
the August meeting.
right. So really
We could wait till August.
We can.
financial plan, if you want
I
to just,
can work with Sean and Josh on, what's there now and getting some of that stuff updated.
We'd be going to August 6th.
Yeah.
Is that right?
yeah, I'm fine with that. You guys are.
30.
Yep.
Now we're enough to go through the financial management plan?
Probably not.
So to make that one longer.
Well, we start a little earlier, okay? You're okay with it?
4:30 works for everybody, yeah.
So,
Alright.
so we'll suspend July's, am I hearing right? Suspending July's meeting of finance and personnel until August 6th at 4:30.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Further business, any other future agenda items?
Move to adjourn.
Motion made, second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carried. We are adjourned at 5:46, 5:44. If you want this back, you said.